Well, here in Hitting the Books, it's always great to have somebody we know real well appear with us, and this is about the Baltimore Orioles. 100 things Oriole fans should know and do before they die. Dan Connolly is the national baseball and Orioles reporter for the Baltimore Sun. Put this book together. It is just coming out now for the baseball season. I have to ask you, first of all, why? What's this book about? What were you trying to get to?
Well, you know what? There's like these books for the Yankees, the Red Sox, a bunch of other different teams. They hadn't had one for the Orioles. And really what it is, it's a bunch of small stories about the Orioles and about the characters in the game and the great history. And honestly, as a Baltimore guy, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do. And what ended up happening is I learned a whole lot. So I learned more than I ever anticipated I would about the Baltimore Orioles.
What was the biggest surprise?
The biggest surprise is that Jim Palmer nearly had to quit because of the pain in his shoulder, but went to a Baltimore Bullets game and talked to a guy who was a pharmaceutical rep who gave him some anti-inflammatory medication, which he took, went to Puerto Rico, and ended up pitching great, and the rest is history. And he could have retired if that hadn't happened, if he hadn't gone to the Baltimore Bullets game.
And I'm not going to say I've read every one of the stories yet because I haven't. I've only had the book for about 3 days. But I sat down and I just picked ones out that I really like. And one of the things you've done are called the urban myths that you debunk. Can you give us one of those?
Yeah, I think, well, there's the famous Earl Weaver tirade that was caught on film and stuff that I really enjoyed. There's the bat of Billy Ripken with the baseball card, which many Orioles fans know what I'm talking about,
yeah.
And how that came to be and how things were written on the knob of that bat. So a bunch of different things I really enjoyed.
Dan, this was a lot of work.
It was a lot of work. But like I said, the cool thing about it was just the different stories and just hearing different things. Earl Weaver actually having a heart attack, acting like he had a heart attack on the mound to upset an umpire in Elmira, New York. Just really cool kind of stuff.
Were the players forward with you on these things? Did they like to talk about them? Was it something they wanted to get out?
They were fantastic. The players were, I probably interviewed about 50 players, current and former players, and not one of them they were tremendous. Some of them gave me a couple hours time. Boog Powell, Ken Singleton, Jim Palmer gave me hours upon hours, and they were just fantastic about it.
And it really is a history of the Orioles. I mean, as I look at this, when you put all these stories together, you've covered from beginning in 54 to now, and even a little bit before that, about what this Oriole organization is about.
Right. There's actually a chapter about the 1890 Orioles. There's a chapter about the 1944, well, actually the International League Orioles, including the 1944 Orioles. It goes all the way. There's actually a chapter about Babe Ruth, who goes way back for the Baltimore Orioles. So I mean, it kind of encompasses everything.
Dan, congratulations. Good luck with the book. We know you're selling really well because you keep us updated every day on where you are in the charts.
Yes, I do, and I'm still beating the map. That's all I care about.
Dan Connolly, the book is 100 Things Oriole Fans Should Know and Do Before They Die. That's our Hitting the Books this week, Dan. We really appreciate you coming on with us. Adieu, adieu.